1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Here's a handoff to Moats, weaving his way through the middle. Gets a nice gain out of it. He's brought down by Philip Moss, near a first down. And referee signals that it is 10 yards on the game by Ryan Moats. 1st and 10 at the 24.
Louisiana Tech offensive line's opening up some big holes for Ryan.
Again, Moats has been ranked the top 5 in the country the entire year. Started off the season with 2 200-yard games. And again, people point out he's missed almost 2 complete games. 7 quarters he hasn't played this year. Kubik gives to Moats again. Nice little hole through the middle, but he has run into those UTEP linebackers who are so active. Robert Rodriguez right there in the middle of it, to no one's surprise. Also, Philip Moss stepped in from his safety position and stopped Moats for a gain of 2. So it's 2nd and 8 from the 26. And Moats hobbling off the side. He's had a bad ankle for some portion of this year. Coming into the game, Freddie Franklin, a freshman out of New Orleans, Carver High School.
I'll tell you, Rodriguez and Howard are great-looking kids. Those linebackers, they look like Greek gods out there. I mean, they're cut and they can run.
2nd and 8. Franklin, the running back, behind Kubik, who calls timeout. And the Bulldogs were late getting that play, and I didn't realize there's only 2 seconds to go when Kubik called timeout. Enter to win exciting prizes, tickets, and special promotions from these featured sponsors. Log on now to sportswest.tv, powered by I4 Solutions. Big business websites on small business budgets. sportswesttv.com.
JJ, the trainer's down looking at Moats, checking him out. Sam Wilkinson is Louisiana Tech's trainer. He's in his 28th year with Louisiana Tech.
He taped your ankle, didn't he?
He taped mine. He's been at 307 straight Louisiana Tech games. That might be some kind of record.
That's some kind of record. That's exactly right. Sam Wilkinson, longtime trainer here at Louisiana Tech. Joe I. Stadium in the piney woods of north central Louisiana is our setting for today's game. IA Stadium built in the late 1960s in honor of Joe I.A., longtime head coach at Louisiana Tech. Really the man who put Louisiana Tech football on the map.
I got a trivia question for you.
All right.
Who is the most famous player that played professional football that came from UTEP?
Well, Chris Jackie comes quickly to mind.
Older.
Chuck Hughes, wide receiver, comes quickly to mind.
Don Maynard, New York Jets.
I was just messing with you. I knew that. You're always going to find a receiver somewhere out there. Don Maynard, a great career in the pros, primarily with the New York Jets. He could flat go get it. 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs. And here is a handoff to Moats, who's back in the game. Stopped by Chris Minio. And also in on the play is Mark Downey, the strong safety. Moats, gain of 5 to the 31. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 4 for the Bulldogs, who have started to establish a little bit of a running identity now. This is more like in the last, 10 minutes, more what we've seen of Louisiana Tech through this year.
Yeah, they've definitely, that's their game plan, run the football this year, unlike Tech teams in the past.
UTEP, again, some terrific linebackers can give anybody trouble, especially being able to run down a running back like Moats. Rodriguez getting the UTEP defense in order. Here comes a blitz. Kubik gets the ball, looking over the middle. He's got a man. It's low, but it is not caught. Incomplete. Intended for Eric Newman, a senior out of Oak Grove, Louisiana. The pass was low. He was there, Pat, and Kubik was hurried. Couldn't quite get it to Eric Newman, who would have had a first down.
UTEP's coming with the blitz. 3rd down and 5. They were coming with the blitz. They brought some heat. But that's when the offense has got to convert. So they're challenging you.
Kubik let it go. The nose kind of downward on that. As you see, Newman caught it on a hop. Here's a punt by Butler. It's a nice spiral, and we're going to have receiver interference. That was just so obvious. It was ridiculous, and the whole crowd saw it the whole way. But we've got a flag back upfield where Butler is. We've got running into the kicker. Derek Farrow was the man who ran into the receiver Finner, and we're going to have dual penalties again. For Tech's sake, it would have been a first down had he not run into the receiver. they would get a first down out of this deal.
Interference with the opportunity to catch on the receiving team, number 22. Running into the kicker, number 21. Those penalties will offset and will replay the down.
So it cost Tech a first down here, and it cost UTEP some pretty good field position. Had the other penalty not occurred, we'll just do it all over again.
Well, I think the punter should get some kind of award for that job. He did a little bit of acting there himself.
Especially for a punter who's a linebacker. Matt Butler, the freshman out of Friendswood, Texas, 6'3", 215, built like a linebacker. It's because he is. And back to receive the very dangerous Jamal Finner again, 14 yards per return. Snap back to Butler. UTEP puts a little pressure on him, but Butler gets off a short kick taken by Finner at the 33. And he is dropped. Dropped on the play by Anthony James and DeLone Williams. 7:21 to go. Louisiana Tech leads 14-10. Back after this.
There is a winter place. A place steeped in tradition, unfettered by momentary convention. A tradition carved from 65 years of skiing terrain that will take your breath away. No matter who you are, the place is Alta. Win a free Alta ski weekend for 2. Go to sportswest.tv to enter. Alta, a skiing tradition understood on any level. Come, be a part of it, because Alta is for skiers.
Dex! Wow, either it's raining in the pantry or you need a plumber. Okay, I've got 340 plumbers nearby.
Now.
27 are open 24/7.
Know how?
7 have 20 years experience.
Payment?
Edwards Pipe Repair takes checks.
What's the number?
555. No more wet.
Thanks, Dex.
I also know 87 hairdressers.
Introducing DexOnline.com, the official directory of Quest. Find the business you need by location, hours of operation, and more. DexOnline.com. Dex knows.
At Tough Shed, we believe in protecting your valuables. The weather's changing, and it's time to put things away. Put them in a Tough Shed. We build sheds, garages, or anything you can imagine. Most jobs are completed in one day. Delivery, construction, painting, and satisfaction. You need a garage or shed now? Call Tough Shed today. Remember, if it doesn't have one of these, it's not a Tough Shed. A million uses instantly.
Call for the store nearest you. That's 1-800-BUY-TOUGH. That's 1-800-BUYTUFF.
7:21 to go. Second quarter. UTEP with the ball. The Miners at their own 33-yard line. 14-10. Louisiana Tech leads. Jordan Palmer under center as the Miners look to try to take the lead. Handoff is to Jackson, right side. Slowed and stopped by Lee Johnson. Gain of 5 on the play. That is pretty typical of the UTEP offense we expected to see, Pat. Just turn around, give it to Jackson, and use that scat back speed.
Yeah, and eventually he will break one. He's got that kind of speed and quickness. He'll break one. I don't know if you knew this fact or not, JJ, but Mike Price's sons are on this team.
Got 2 of them
on this team. Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's definitely a family affair for Mike Price. Of course, a longtime Washington State coach who turned that program into a Rose Bowl team twice in his career. 2nd and 5, 6:45 to go. Palmer with Jackson behind him. But he's looking to set up a screen, which isn't there. Now he rolls left, got a man wide open, and overthrew him, Johnny Lee Higgins. Boy, Jordan Palmer hitting himself over that one. He had him open. It wasn't the play he wanted to design, and as he rolled left, he was about to get bailed out and just couldn't make the throw.
Yeah, he didn't have anything open at the beginning. He was trying to go to his tight end. It looked like over the middle, and Johnny Lee hooked up on the outside, just threw it high.
And, of course, UTEP, without the services of their #1 receiver so far this year, he's got a little bit of an injury and not playing today. So Bulldogs, or excuse me, the Miners are trying to make up for that loss of Chris Merritt. 3rd and 5. Palmer on the throw again. Bulldogs trying to get to him. Pass over the middle is caught, and it's going to be very close to a first down. That's Jason Boyd on the reception. He's stopped by Lee Johnson, and the mark is going to be short. It is 4 yards on the gain, and it is 4th and 1, and it's a tough call to go for it here.
One of the things as a receiver is you got to make sure you catch the football and make a first down. It's just kind of a cardinal error there to do that.
Drag route across the middle, and again, Lee Johnson made sure of the tackle. He knew where the first down marker was just as well as the receiver did. So Brazil back to receive as UTEP will punt. Bryce Benecos, 6'5" senior. We got one punter who's a linebacker, got another punter built like a basketball player. Benecos had a great day except for that one little slip-up in which he had it blocked and Tech converted into a touchdown.
I think UTEP's really missing Chris Morrow. He was their top receiver, and he's out with a little torn cartilage. He'll be out a couple of weeks. He's a good football player.
Merrill's caught 22 passes this year, no touchdowns, but again, he's a leading receiver with 22. Jackson, their next leading receiver, with 17. So they do throw the ball out of the backfield or bring Jackson as a wide receiver sometime, which they've done already today. Delay of game penalty moves the ball back, but Benecos gets it and hits a bomb that drives Brazil back to the 10-yard line. Corey Brazil with nowhere to go, and now going backwards. Flag down the play as the Bulldogs will be called for a block in the back. That's a 52-yard punt and a lot of nothing on the return, which will go even further back because of the block in the back penalty, though I'm 0 for 2 on anticipating referee calls today.
Well, that was a block squarely in the back, not just a block in the back.
Block in the back on the return team, number 14. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Even the two of us could see that, I guess. All right, so Tech will take over back at inside the 5-yard line. 5:30 to go in the second quarter. And you see Brazil's return, and kind of hard to miss that one, isn't it?
This is where Tech has a tendency in the past to really try to take it deep, throw it deep to Tremisian Davis or try to hit somebody long.
Gerald Dyer gets called for the block in the back, freshman out of Ouachita High School in Monroe. Bulldogs have the ball at the 4-yard line. 1st and 10, and Kubik's under center, and he turns and gives to Moats, and here he comes. Boy, he's explosive through that hole. Man, big gain from Moats through the middle, just what Tech needed to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost. Philip Moss on the tackle. Gain of 11 for Ryan Moats.
Yeah, when he breaks through that first group of linemen and turns it on, he just looks like he's got jets.
I mentioned goalposts because they're new goalposts here at IE Stadium. They were torn down after the Fresno State win a few weeks ago, and these goalposts are significantly higher than the ones that used to be here. 1st and 10 for Tech at the 16. Kubik hands to Moats, and he just slips through there. Not much room to go. What a surprise Robert Rodriguez is there, because Robert Rodriguez has one of his main functions today is tackle number 20. He's one of the best in WAC history at doing just that.
He's been around the ball just about every time. You watch 43s around the ball just about every time. He might not make the tackle, but he's close.
That's what his job is in the 4-3, of course, and he is a terrific linebacker. 2nd and 9 for Louisiana Tech. Moats the lone running back behind Kubik. And they give it to Moats again. And he slips through for a gain of about 3 on the play. Before he's stopped by Brian Givens. Gain of 3. We'll call it 3rd down and about 6 for Tech. Moats, 64 yards rushing so far. That's typical, Pat. He'll have this kind of game, and all of a sudden, boom, here comes 60 on you. And UTEP just trying to make sure that doesn't happen. But most of the season, 4 yards, 5 yards, and then here it comes.
Right.
Shotgun for Kubik. Got 2 receivers to his right. Gets UTEP to jump. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they stopped the play oftentimes means that the offense moved or maybe the defensive player made contact. We'll see who claps first. Usually a pretty good indication. UTEP claiming it's against Tech.
You know, we're not just seeing a real crisp.
Snap. Ball starts on the offense. Number 88.
Yeah.
5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Yeah, you're right. It's not a very crisp game so far.
No, you know, I really expected both offenses to come out and really put on a show, and we really haven't seen that much from either offense so far.
Again, the fans saw the Miners jump, but a lot of times there's a flinch in the offensive line that they don't see, and that was the case there. 3rd and 11. Much difference than 3rd and 6, Pat? They're probably going to throw anyway.
I think you got to throw. You got to be aggressive, try to make something happen. It's, you know, they might do the zone blitz. They like that, but it looks like they're just going to play zone right here. And
Similar formation. Kubik looking deep, looking for Jonathan Holland, who's tied up with Jamal Finner. That ball was not going to be caught. We got a flag back at the line of scrimmage, though. No way that was interference, because that ball was about 10 feet over his head, at least it looked like. But anyway, we got a flag at the line of scrimmage back at the 10 in the area of either holding or roughing the passer. And they're talking to UTEP about it, and Rodriguez says no thanks.
Tell you what, so
Holding
far,
on the offense, number 72. That penalty is refused. They'll take the result of the play, 4th down.
I'm really impressed with Adrian Ward and Jamal Finner. They are good cornerbacks. They're good man-to-man guys. They don't mind challenging you, and they're staying with our receivers at Louisiana Tech.
Adrian Gonzalez called for the hold. Adrian can say, well, at least it didn't matter because the pass was incomplete anyway. And Matt Butler on to punt. Jamal Finner to receive. And flags stop play. Getting to be a little bit of a common theme.
Yeah, I guarantee you both teams will have some yelling coaches at halftime. You know,
Ball starts on the offense, number 18, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
You mentioned in the WAC play, I mean, everybody looked at Fresno State, everybody looked at Boise State, and I think both teams are kind of surprised by their own success because I heard both of them mention that they weren't going to be overconfident this week. And if you'd asked them 6 weeks ago, they probably would have never thought they'd be overconfident. They're both fighting overconfidence against the other, which is, a reason for their success. But again, they're trying to go on for bigger and better things. Here's a kick by Butler. It's low. It's going to take a hop and a left turn and go out of bounds. And UTEP's going to have the ball at the 46-yard line of Louisiana Tech. 3:21 to go. They're looking to get on the board. 44 yards on the punt and the left turn. And Jordan Palmer will take over 1st and 10 for UTEP as they inch closer. They're winning the field position battle because there hasn't been a whole lot of first downs in the last few minutes. And when there have been, penalties have brought them back.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a great defensive series for UTEP or just a poor offensive series for Tech. It was a combination of both, I guess.
14-10, Tech leads, closing in at the end of the second quarter. And Jordan Palmer will work out of the shotgun. Empty backfield now as Jackson moves to a receiver. And they try to run the slip screen. Oh, and it's almost intercepted. Oh, my goodness. Eddie White had it in his mitts. And he had a chance to score a touchdown. Big play of the quarter presented by Xbox Live. It's good to play together. Here's the Xbox big play. Ryan Moats on a big carry on the left end. Typical of Ryan Moats, so you're seeing what he's good at. Left, right, up the middle, no matter where, he can run. So we got 2nd and 10 now, back to live action. Here's Jackson. He's got a big run on his hands. Down inside the 30-yard line before he's brought down. Big gain for Jackson before he stopped by Michael Johnson and Tremont Williams. 18 yards, and the Miners are in business with 3 minutes to go.
Showed a little bit of that 4.2 speed right there. He turned it on. They had a big game against Tech last year.
Boy, that's an impressive run. One that UTEP's been looking for all day, and they finally got it from Howard Jackson, the senior out of Freeport, Texas.
Eddie White is still going. I had a chance for Glory, return something for a touchdown. I dropped it.
You know, the dropped interception often leads to bigger and better things for the other team. Palmer's got a one-back set. Drops, looking to his right. Got plenty of time. Got a man wide open. And it's a touchdown. Wide open to Daniel Robinson on a post pattern, 28 yards. And the UTEP Miners have taken the lead with 2:43 to go before halftime.
That was a great example of a quarterback looking off a defensive back, doing a little pump fake, and then throwing up for the touchdown.
And he had all day to do it, too,
all
Pat.
Day,
Plenty of time.
That little pump fake right there just sucked the defensive back right up.
He was wide open. He beat Tremont Williams, again, a late starter to the Tech defense after an injury. The extra point is good by Schneider, so at 2:43 to go, we have a new leader, and we also have a little scuffle down the field. We got everything settled down. New leader in the game is UTEP. The Miners lead 17-14 with 2:43 to go in this game. All right, Pat, you talked about how the first half hadn't quite been what you thought it would be, though there have been 31 points scored. just doesn't quite seem like the offenses are clicking exactly like they want to, though there have been some points scored.
Yeah, just, they're not real crisp. It doesn't look like they have established anything on the run or the air. That was a great call, great play. Watch Pomp. He makes a great pump fake. This is where Louisiana Tech is missing Deron Wisham, their starting cornerback that's out for the game.
All Robinson had to do was make sure his feet were in bounds, and that ball was placed perfectly by Jordan Palmer. And again, kudos to the offensive line for UTEP, because they just walled down the Tech defensive line. And again, you go back to it, the margin of error. Tech had a chance for an interception. I'm not sure he would have scored, a big lineman, but they had a chance for the ball in their hands at the 50-yard line, and then didn't convert, and UTEP did. 3 plays, 46 yards, and a lengthy 38 seconds. Robinson on the 28-yard catch. UTEP's got the lead late in the first half as Schneider kicks off. Newman will take it at the 3. Looking to the left, got a nice little hole, but it closes up pretty quickly.
That was nice of you to say something about the UTEP lineman, offensive lineman. Usually,
trying to help out.
Hey, usually they just get blamed when they hold somebody.
Well, but it was. I mean, you could see them just wall off the defensive line of Tech, and Palmer had as much time as he needed. That's a slow developing play. You're running a cross route. You got to get a man out there. You're trying to confuse the defense. It takes a while to confuse the defense, and there they were. So let's see what Tech does. They've got 72 yards to go, 2:36 remaining in the quarter. Moats in the backfield. You keep giving it to Moats, you waste a lot of time. Let's see how Jack Bicknell wants to play it. And he will. No, he won't. He'll roll left. We're going to have a hold on the play as Kubik scrambles and is brought down. Flag on the play is holding. You can tell that already. Brought down by Jeremy Jones after a 5-yard gain by Kubik. And the Bulldogs will have even longer to go.
Holding on the offense, number 78, 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
I got news from Marcus Lindsay. When you're 6'7", 375, it's hard to be subtle. People are going to see you, and he got called that time. Big Marcus, a sophomore out of Wasserman High School in Monroe, 6'7", 375, and he's playing guard.
That's a big man.
That's exactly right. When he holds, he's got some big hands to hold with. So it's 1st and 20 for Tech, and they give it to Moats, and nowhere to go. Jeremy Jones on the stop. Sophomore out of San Jose, -1 for Moats, as Tech maybe going to try to take the time off the clock so UTEP won't have much left. The Miners with 2 timeouts remaining in the first half. And I think that if Tech runs the ball again, UTEP likely to use those timeouts.
Well, I don't know what the Louisiana Tech offense coordinator is thinking, but you got to be careful here. You're just down 3 points. You don't want to give up something silly and throw a pick right here.
Especially on 2nd and a bunch. Kubik has the ball. Blitz coming from the corner. Kubik spins out of a sack. Now he's going to run and try to get out of bounds. Now he stays in bounds and is dropped by Adrian Ward at the 20-yard line. And as predicted, Mike Price runs out on the field and calls timeout. 2 yards on the gain by Kubik, and every time Kubik carries the ball, no matter if it's for plus yardage or not, it's not what the play was designed to do.
No, they were trying to go deep to Tremisian Davis down the left sideline there, and Matt just got pressured and couldn't get it off.
So we got 1:28 to go. UTEP has responded with a big touchdown pass and taken the lead. And now the Bulldogs look a little bit disjointed here. They had a holding call. Now they got 3rd and long from their own 20. And with a decent punt return or wherever UTEP gets the ball, they're going to have a chance to put even more points on the board. Again, UTEP started off with a touchdown to take a 7-0 lead, touchdown to Crafts. And then Tech responded with a touchdown of their own, and then a blocked punt put them up 14-7. A UTEP field goal by Schneider cut it to 14-10, and then just a few moments ago, UTEP went back out in front on another touchdown pass to Daniel Robinson. So we are at 17-10, a minute 28 to go in the first half. And the Bulldogs faced with a 3rd and 20.
3rd and 20, this is a good time. Some kind of a real conservative call, like a screen draw. There's no reason to try to get 20 yards here and take a chance of an interception.
Bulldogs coming off a big win against Rice. They won against SMU last week. They got a 41-10 win over the Mustangs. Tech will go, after a week off, go to Hawaii, then be at home in Shreveport against Tulsa before closing the season at Boise State and at Rice. It is 3rd and 18 from the 20-yard line. Kubik gets the ball, 4 wideouts. Here's a quick out to the near side that's complete and going to be run out of bounds along the near side. The catch is by Seneca Chambers. Almost got away for a moment. Picked up 10 on the play, but run out of bounds at the 30-yard line. They had a lot of men running downfield, but Chambers pulled up, tried to get a one-on-one, make a man miss, but it's going to be hard to make the Miners miss, especially Philip Moss, who was there to run him out of bounds. So the Bulldogs will punt. Matt Butler on again, and Jackson back to receive now instead of Finner. Butler, pretty good punt this time, drives Jackson back to the 21-yard line. And he's going to pick up 9 on the return before he's stopped by Farrow. 49-yard punt. Good punt for Matt Butler. And UTEP has the ball at the 30-yard line. Miners got 70 yards to go and a minute 8 to get there. Just what you said a little while ago, Pat. You don't want to put yourself at risk here either.
That's right. He didn't take much of a chance then. That last play was just an old smash play is what it's called. The receiver runs a little hitch and the inside receiver runs a corner and you take what's given to you. But I tell you what I'm impressed with so far is the way that Louisiana Tech special teams have handled the UTEP returners. They've bottled them up.
Jackson alone back, Tech showing a blitz. And the ball is dropped on the ground but recovered by Palmer. There to make sure he stays down with T.J. Jackson. That's a loss of 1 on the play. UTEP hurries back to the line of scrimmage. Tech is not there to cover it. Palmer snaps it quickly, now throws it out, and there's a flag down the play. I don't think UTEP had 6 or 7 men on the line of scrimmage. They tried to catch Tech asleep and changing defenses. They may have caught themselves with an illegal formation. We'll see what the call is. That'll move UTEP back 5 more yards, 47 seconds to go.
It's always amazing how somebody can take a snap. Quarterback in the center takes hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of snaps. You would think you would never drop one, but it happens a lot. Not a lot, but you see it occasionally.
Illegal formation on the offense. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. That penalty is declined. Will take the result of the play. It's 3rd down.
So the Bulldogs will take the result of the play, which is an incompletion, bring it up 3rd and 11. And here you go. The clock stops again. We'll see.
Good call. That was what it was, J.J. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage.
There's a fumble by Palmer. Like you said, you wonder how it happens sometimes. All right, we got 3rd down and 11. Palmer. Could be a draw play to Jackson. He's got a hole through the middle of the field. He's loose. 50-yard line, and he's going to be dragged down, and it drops the ball. There's also a flag down the play. And the Bulldogs recover. We've got a flag on the play, though. John Nash on the recovery. Probably going to be an illegal block against UTEP. So the Bulldogs will keep the ball, I think. We'll see. Boy, big run by Jackson on a little draw play. 39 yards.
Holding on the offense. Number 1. That penalty will be declined. Will take the result of the play, which is the 1st down.
And that's a big fumble, Pat, because the Miners are looking to get at least 3 points out of this deal.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge break for Louisiana Tech. Great play by their defense to make that happen.
Boy, Jackson is slippery, isn't he?
He can run. He turns the jet zone right here.
Caught from behind, and again, as so many coaches teach, Michael Johnson just, once he got a hold of him, put the hammer chop on him and knocked the ball out. Tech recovered. I mean, again, UTEP's ball somewhere around the 30 if that doesn't happen. And we'll see what Tech does. 34 seconds to go, and Kubik's going to work out the shotgun.
Well, we talked about Tech having to win the battle of the turnovers. So far, that's holding true.
Kubik with an inside handoff to Moats. Coming near side, gets a block, and is dragged down from behind by one of those outstanding linebackers again, Akinduro, with the stop. 8 yards on the gain. Timeout by the Bulldogs. 25 seconds to go. Again, a very safe call by offensive coordinator Conroy Hines.
Yeah, I just got a question why you call timeout with 25 seconds to go when you're on 30. I mean, that's the kind, when you're a wide receiver, you know you're supposed to run your tail off for 25 seconds.
Well, you want to think about whether you want to run it again or not. You're right. You could go in right now at halftime, be down 3. What are the odds of you getting on the board? Not good. What are the odds on them scoring again? Not good either.
No.
It's homecoming here at Louisiana Tech. By the way, they'll honor the 1984 team, which went to the Division I AA Finals in Charleston, South Carolina. They lost to Montana. But that was back when Tech played in Division I AA. Had an outstanding team that year, which was a little bit of a surprise. They got off to a very slow start and ended up going to the championship game in I AA. It's their 20th anniversary. Tech went to Division I in 1987. And as you might expect, a lot of bumps and bruises along the road, but within their first 5 years, they were actually in a bowl game playing Maryland in the Independence Bowl.
I was a coach at Louisiana Tech that first year we went to Division I. It was brutal. Deion Sanders.
All right, we got 2nd and 1 for the Bulldogs with 25 seconds to go. Flag on the play. There are going to be some sore arms by the referees today.
All right, snap. Ball start on the offense. Number 88, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Louisiana Tech, like a lot of schools, advocates anybody, anytime, anywhere, and they have done that. Of course, they've done it this year for that matter. But back then, Pat, you're right. Florida State playing Deion Sanders. They played anybody, and many people remember around here anyway.
I'll tell you, we played Florida State that first year when I was coach. Deion Sanders scored 3 touchdowns on punt returns and interceptions before I could get a chew of tobacco in my mouth. It was unbelievable.
All right, we got 2nd down and 6 to go for Tech. 25 seconds to go. UTEP leads 17-14. Kubik looking for some kind of big play here. And he throws an interception. Adrian Ward has his 2nd of the game, and he's looking for a big return here. Ward cuts to the right side. Kubik misses him, and now he's finally tackled with 11 seconds to go. Aaron Lips on the tackle. Boy, Kubik threw it right into Adrian Ward's hands, who has his 3rd interception of the season and 2nd of the day. And UTEP set up inside the 35. Ill-advised pass by Matt Kubik.
Well, you got to question the call. I mean, hey, it's 25 seconds left. We just talked about this exact situation. What good can, run the clock out, go in at halftime down 3. Now you got a chance of them getting 3 points, and they got a shot at the end zone one time.
Yeah, they're set up. They got Schneider, who can kick it from 52 yards, or we'll see, but they're set up right now at 31, and that's certainly within Schneider's range. And as you said, Pat, they got a chance to score 7 here. Palmer at quarterback will turn and hand it to Jackson around the left side, and he's hit and driven out of bounds along the near side by Michael Johnson. Gain of 3 on the play. 4 seconds to go. And UTEP calls timeout, and they'll get Schneider on the field to try to make his 11th field goal. He's 10 for 10 now. Came into the game 9 for 9, including a 52-yarder, which tied the school record.
Just a sophomore out of Canyon Lake, Texas. Where's Canyon Lake, Texas at?
Yeah, I can't tell you that one. I don't have my Texas geography on you.
Sounds like the hill country down around Austin or somewhere.
They're your leaders in the WAC. Ryan Moats at 159 a game. Of course, Jackson at 105 a game. Both of them ranked among the NCAA leaders. They're 2 of the best. WAC's known for throwing the ball all over the place and great quarterbacks and receivers and games in the 50s. But here you got 2 of their premier players, both running backs this year.
Well, you got to live with what talent you have, and Ryan Moats is a great talent, as is Howard Jackson. You got to run those guys. You got to give them the ball, let them get their yards, because they're going to break one eventually. They're going to turn upfield, make somebody miss, and score.
We've seen it, both of them, with some flashes of brilliance so far today. Schneider's going to attempt a 44-yard field goal, and again, this is well within his range. This will give UTEP a 6-point halftime lead. Snap is good. The kick is on its way, and it is good. And we are at halftime as UTEP tacks on 3 more points. The Miners lead 20-14. We're at halftime at Joe IA Stadium. UTEP 20, Louisiana Tech 14. Boy, I tell you what, Pat, the Miners are going to go in awfully high about the way the second quarter went for them.
Well, this Mike Price coach team is a well-organized machine. You start to see them make things happen. That's what a good football team, when they're given opportunities, makes things happen, as they did right there, convert a turnover into points. And Mike's done a great job with his team, and Tech's got to go in right there. I'll guarantee you one thing, Jack Bicknell's fixing to do a little yelling in that locker room.
Lay the hammer down. Well, the Miners responded down 7. They responded with 2 field goals and a touchdown. They have taken a 20-14 lead, and we are at halftime at Joe IA Stadium, where the UTEP Miners and the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs doing battle. It is UTEP 20, Louisiana Tech 14. We'll be back with more right after this.
On your mark, get set. Go, El Paso! The Crawford Auto Plaza makes you a winner as the area's #1.
I'm sure they think they're playing hard, but both teams are in there getting yelled at right now, I guarantee you.
The penalties have been a big factor in the first half. A long run by Moats was called back. There have been special teams that had penalties. That's contributed to the lack of flow in this game.
Yeah, you know, when you have a wet field, and this field's pretty wet, we got quite a bit of rain, it seems to kind of throw you off balance as a runner, a blocker. That might have something to do with the timing we're seeing out there.
All right, it's 20-14. We've got 2 great running backs, 2 terrific quarterbacks, and a great defense. What do you expect to see in the second half? What changes might you see?
Well, I expect to see Tech hand the ball to Ryan Moats again and again. I think they will come back to Ryan Moats and establish the run. And I think UTEP will keep blitzing and trying to put the pressure on them.
All right, we'll come back and see what happens here in the second half from Joe IA Stadium. It's UTEP 20, Louisiana Tech 14. Back after this.
Recently, a group of music students used Palm One handhelds to perform an original composition.
Scores, and the halftime report presented by Xbox Live. It's good to play together. And of course, Pat, it's a big day here. It's a big day in the WAC. We mentioned Boise State taking on Fresno, and a big day across the country. A lot of big games, but that's how it is Saturday afternoons this time of year.
Yeah, and the WAC's no exception. The WAC's got a lot of great teams this year. A lot of people in the hunt for the WAC championship. Boise is on top right now, but there's a lot of football to be played this season. Rice is having a good season. Everybody's good.
Louisiana Tech's got a long way to go. They still got Boise State to play. UTEP's got some games on their schedule too they got to worry about. But we'll see what happens as it plays on out for the rest of the year. Let's look at the highlights that we've had so far during this game, presented by Xbox Live. First, we'll look at the first half for Louisiana Tech, Pat. This was a kickoff early in the game by Eric Newman that was brought back. Again, you mentioned earlier the special teams for Tech played pretty well, surprisingly well, I guess, considering the UTEP has such special teams as well.
Yeah, Eric was real close to breaking that for a touchdown.
Big play by Moats here. It was called back. Actually, it was a offsetting penalties, face mask there, but also holding earlier on. But you've seen Ryan Moats, his ability to be slippery when he needs to be. We've seen a few of those runs so far for the Tech junior from Dallas.
Yeah, that's vintage Ryan Moats right there.
That was a touchdown run to put Tech on the board first. That's what Moats does best. It was supposed to go right side. He scored over the left side. Now look at the Louisiana Tech defense, which has been surprisingly good this year. Again, last in the nation last year, and anything was an improvement. They've really stepped up this year. Some big third down stops earlier on in the game. And of course, the block punt here, resulting in a touchdown. Maddox picked it up and ran it in. That gave Tech a 14-7 lead. But that was the last time Tech scored, where UTEP responded, and they've been responding by their defense. Their defense shut down Tech in the second quarter. Didn't let the Bulldogs do hardly anything.
Well, this was a great interception, good concentration by the defensive back making that play.
That was the first of 2 interceptions for him. There's the touchdown to the tight end. That put UTEP on the board first, gave them a 7-0 lead. Schneider has 2 field goals, and again, as you can see, plenty of room to spare on both of them. They've both been at least 40 yards, and he's got quite a leg. Then the pass to Robinson to really put him up on top, and he was wide open. Palmer found Robinson. Again, after Tech interception late, UTEP got really a bonus 3 points. Best way to look at it. So that put the Miners up 20-14 as we look at the halftime stats. Pretty even. You know, you got total yards, both of them are in the 160s. Third down's been a problem for both teams. UTEP 2 of 10, Tech 0 of 7, 5 first downs, which would make you think it's a pretty poor offensive game. There's been a lot of big plays.
Yeah, the figure there that's really standing out to me is the rushing yards from Louisiana Tech only getting 67 yards.
Yeah, they need to get more. I'm sure that's what they're going to try to emphasize as the second half begins. We'll come back to Joe IA Stadium. It's UTEP 20, Louisiana Tech 14. We'll return after this.
Xbox. Fun. Games.
Better graphics, more power, and over 400 games. Xbox, see what you've been missing.
Xbox, huwag kay Kistalantik.
In case of emergency, A, remain calm. B, panic. C, break glass. Life beckons, and you're holding the key.
Peterson!
What?
Who did you get to design our website? A clown?
Don't clown around with your business website. Contact the professionals at I4 Solutions. I4 Solutions. Big business websites, small business prices. I4.net.
Should use I4.
You'd never hear this from John, but he owns the best car repair shop in town. He's got a well-deserved reputation for getting it right the first time. He listens to his customers. He uses top-quality Napa parts, and he backs up his work every time. Now, as much as we'd like to take credit for it, a shop like John's isn't this good because there's a Napa sign out front. Fact is, there's a Napa sign out front because John's shop is this good.
Xbox Live. It's good to play together.
This Sports West college football presentation is brought to you by Dex, your most complete, up-to-date source for information. Dex knows. Tough Shed, storage buildings and garages. And by Xbox Live. It's good to play together. J.J. Marshall along with Pat Tilley here at Joe IA Stadium, Ruston, Louisiana, where UTEP leads 20-14 as we are nearing the conclusion of halftime. Both teams back on the field, Pat, and you were looking over the stats a little while ago. Again, that number for Louisiana Tech rushing, and for UTEP for that matter, a lot lower than I think both coaches wanted it to be.
Yeah, I think I expected more out of both backs, but hey, we got to give credit to the defense, and that's really what you look at. I mean, maybe those linebackers are as good as we think they are, and they're playing like that for sure.
Yeah, we've seen a number of defensive stops, some big plays. Robinson on the touchdown that put UTEP ahead. Tech, of course, with the blocked punt that resulted in a touchdown for Chris Maddox. And the interception set up a first touchdown for UTEP. So there have been some big play scoring drives or some short scoring drives, which is, we only had 10 first downs in the first half. These teams are used to each getting 10 first downs in a quarter.
Yeah, we hadn't been in the red area a lot. We just hadn't seen a lot of scoring.
Schneider to kick off. Back to receive are Franklin and Newman. And the kick will come the direction of Newman, who will take it. They actually want to let it bounce and go out of bounds in the end zone. So Tech will take over. 1st and 10, trailing 20-14. It was Tech with all the momentum early in the second quarter. Then UTEP, after a couple of defensive stops, really took over control of the game. And now the Bulldogs will see if they can get back on the scoring column 80 yards away. They'll take it over 1st and 10 at the 20. Matt Kubik, the junior quarterback from Youngstown, Ohio. His 5th start of the year. He started against Nevada to open the season, was replaced by Donald Allen, and back and far more calm now than he was before early in the year, according to his offensive Conway Hines. Here's a big run by Moats, who slips through, and I keep